So definitely a more fun exercise, like way more fun exercise, I think. So everything we've been doing was kind of in G major. So we're actually going to do, this is an arpeggio exercise, and we're going to start it in, it's going to be E this time, and we're going to end it in, we're going to end it in E major as well. Okay? So I'm going to play the exercise, and then I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay? So, here's what that is. It starts off with the E major. So, open on the 6th. Remember, 6, top string 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 strings. So 6th string open, and then we're going to hit on the 4th fret with our pinky. 4th, and then down here with our middle finger, on the 5th string we're going to hit the 2nd fret, and then on the 4th string it's the 1st fret onto the 2nd fret. And I don't know if you can tell, I'm doing a technique there called, it's a hammer-on and a pull-off. So I don't actually pick there. Let's see if I can get the whole thing in frame. So let that one, pick that, and then... Alright, so that's the first one. That's the E major. Now, throughout modes, right, we've learned that we've got modes. So if we go E, so the next one is the Dorian. And Dorian and Phrygian are, it goes, basically the way you need to think about when you're dealing with chords is it goes major, then minor, then minor, then major, then major, then minor, and then a 7th, and then back to the major. We'll ignore the 7th, but for the most part, is if a minor is this, just move the pinky over one, and you can get a 7th. That's cheating, but do it. So, the major, and then the minor. Alright, so here's your minor arpeggio. So we're going 2, 5 on the 6th, then 4th on the 5th, then on the 4th string, we're doing 2nd to 4. So the two together we have is... Now the next one, right, we've already learned our minor, so that's actually going to be the exact same shape. The only difference is instead of starting at the 2nd, we start at the 4th. So... Now we go to, this is actually a major arpeggio, and it's from, if you're the previous exercise, it's from there, okay? And it's, so it's your, from the major, it would be 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, right? But we're not in major, so it's not actually the 1, okay? It's technically 3. But anyway, it's the same shape. So I'm playing on the 6th string, 5th fret, and then 4th fret on the 5th string, and then 7th fret on the 5th string, and then 6th fret on the 4th string to the 7th fret. Alright, now the next one is the same thing, but instead of doing it like this, we go. So instead of doing this way, I'm doing, so it's 7 on the 6th, 6 on the 5th, 9th on the 5th, and then 7th on the 4th to 9th on the 4th. Okay? And then we go to our minor, which is the same as the first two from here, if you remember these. Okay, so that's the same. So far we've got... Right, now we got to go to the 7th, the Locrian, however you want to say it. Now this one, we're at the 11th, okay, which is the E flat or D sharp, whichever. If you're playing an E standard, it would probably be notated as a D sharp. Okay, so we're going to start on that 11th, and then we're going to go to the 14th on the 6th with our pinky, and then the 12th on the 5th, and then the 11th on the 4th, and then from that 11th on the 4th, we're going to the 13th on the 4th. And then we go back to the major, which is the one we did here. It's... So that's 12. 12 on the 6th, 11 on the 5th, 14th on the 5th, 13 on the 4th, to 14 on the 4th. Okay, whole thing. I hope you can see that, because it is really hard to stand and play like that. Okay. Also, these and same thing. It's the same thing. So. Obviously starting out, go slow. You can pick it if you want. You can pick that if you want. Slow or whatever, however you want to do it. That really doesn't matter.